Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our major stories. Lagos High Court sentences 2 men to death by hanging for murder of Cynthia Osokogu on July the 22nd, 2012. Irate youths of Ede town in Osun State clash with police after petrol truck runs over students of Federal Polytechnic Ede. United States Secretary of State Rex Tillerson asked countries facing terrorism challenges to take a cue from Nigeria on how to win the war against global terrorism. Police in London identify attacker at Westminster as 52-year-old British-born Khalid Masood from Kent. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. Watch us on the go on any mobile device by logging on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 apps will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to show those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. And we have some of the pictures that you sent in. Let's begin with this set of images showing pieces of land in bad shape. Well, our Eyewitness reporter who sent this in from Bayeku in Lagos State says they are in that state because of activities of illegal miners. He wants stiff sanctions taken against such acts. Also from Lagos State in Yaba area comes this picture of an uncovered manhole in the middle of the road. Our Eyewitness reporter wants it covered because of the danger it poses to unsuspecting road users, especially at night. From Jos, the Plateau State capital, comes this photo showing protesters who are said to be staff of the National Meteorological Development Center. According to our Eyewitness reporter, they are accusing the leadership of the organization of corruption and high-handedness. Our final image is from Kampampe district in Abuja. It shows what our Eyewitness reporter describes as a circular rainbow with the sun glowing from its center. He says it is a beautiful sight to behold. Well, we thank you for sending these pictures in and ask that you keep them coming. Elections in Nigeria may no longer be business as usual. This is according to the chairman of the Electoral Reforms Committee, Senator Ken Nnamani. Mr. Nnamani was speaking at the public hearing on electoral reforms in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Governor Ibikunle Amosun also expressed hope that efforts of the committee will transform Nigeria's electoral process.
Members of the Presidential Committee on Constitution and Electoral Reforms are in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, in continuation of their hearings across the country. Led by Senator Ken Nnamani, the committee first paid a courtesy visit on the state governor, Ibikunle Amosun. After this, they make for the June 12 Cultural Center in the Kuto area of Abeokuta, the state capital, for the day's business. Different stakeholders bear their minds on the current Electoral Act and the need for a change in the document.
You cannot make the federal government the controller of a country like Nigeria. Disaster will be the result of it. Already the disaster is already showing. We have destroyed all the basic assets of progress and prosperity that we built up before independence.
A committee's chairman wants the electorate in the southwest to come up with ideas and suggestions to aid the electoral reforms.
Requires to reform its electoral laws from time to time because it is not rigid, it's not fixed, it's dynamic. And that dynamism is why we're here, to listen to you, because here in the southwest we have legal luminaries, people who are professionals in constitutional matters, people who have seen all kinds of electoral processes, both at home and abroad.
Governor Ibikunle Amosun believes that the current efforts at electoral reforms will hold better promise for the Nigerian electorate.
As people evolve and are subjected to change, the laws that guide them must also be subjected to timely review so as to bring about a society that will be suitable for all. Just as what the chairman said, I don't know of anything that is that good that cannot be improved upon.
In all of this, the participants here will be looking to see that elections in Nigeria are no longer business as usual.
Let's join our Abuja studios where Ivy Clem is standing by for more. Hello, Ivy.
Hello, Millicent. The Supreme Court will on May the 4th, 2017, hear the objections filed against the hearing of an appeal brought before it by the Ahmed Makarfi-led National Caretaker Committee of the People's Democratic Party. The motions challenging the competence of the appeal were filed on behalf of the PDP, and they're asking the Apex Court to strike out Makarfi's appeal on the ground that the committee has no authority to file it on behalf of the PDP. They are also contending that by virtue of the court appeal judgment delivered on February the 27th, 2017 in Port Harcourt, the issue of the authentic leadership of the party has been settled.
We are praying the court to strike out this appeal, which was filed without any authorization by those who could give authority within the PDP. You cannot just get anybody, for that matter, whatever position you see might hold in the PDP, to have the right and the authority to initiate action on behalf of the PDP without the authorization of the national chairman and the secretary. So that's the contention.
We have an appeal, and you heard the order of the court abridging time for the respondents to file their brief of argument. We have an appeal. You heard the other side admit that we have an appeal. We do have an appeal. They said so themselves. Why are we here if there's no appeal? There's an appeal.
The Senate has rejected two non-career ambassadorial nominees, Justice Sylvanus Nsofo from Imo State and Daudu Igbekele Jacob from Ondo State. The upper chamber rejected the nominees after considering the report from its Committee on Foreign Affairs, which screened the nominees. In the report presented by the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Senator Monsura Sumonu, she stated that security checks showed the nominee engaged in corrupt practices when he was the chairman of the Ondo State Agency for Road Maintenance. Senator Sumonu also explained why the committee is recommending that the Senate rejects nominees from Imo State, Justice Sylvanus Nsofo.
One of the members said, "Oh, do you know anything about IT?" He said, "What is it?" Then Anna said, "Information technology." And said, "Oh, it is for your age, not for me." So it is you, not for me. Then the third one said, "Oga, we believe that we appreciate the fact that you've worked everywhere and you have some knowledge. But do you think you'll be able to perform with your age?" He said, "Go and ask Mugabe. Say Mugabe is there. He's 93 and still working." He was still satirical. He did not answer any of our questions. So if he has shown his temperament, so obviously there's no way we could have considered him.
The Nigerian police force has paraded two serving officers of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps suspected of dealing in illegally refined petroleum products with a van belonging to the Civil Defense Corps. Parading the suspects in Abuja, the force public relations officer, Chief Superintendent of Police, Jima Moshood, said the suspects who were arrested in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, will be arraigned in court as soon as investigations are concluded. The force public relations officer also paraded two persons suspected of being masterminds of ballot box hijacking during the February 25, 2017 legislative rerun elections in Rivers State.
The IGP Special Task Force on Petroleum and Illegal Bunkering on the 7th of March 2017 at about 21:00 hours, that's 9 p.m., while on patrol, intercepted a patrol van belonging to the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, loaded with suspected illegally refined petroleum product AGO along Otu Segba area of Yenagoa. The two suspects volunteered confessional statement after their arrest, admitting to be personnel of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, attached to Critical Infrastructure Department Bayelsa State Command. And that the van belongs, according to them, that the van belongs to their HOD, ACC Lawrence Indubusi. The office of the suspect have been informed. Police investigation team is awaiting response from their office to conclude investigation into the matter and to arraign them in court.
The federal government has promised to refund the cost of rehabilitating and construction of federal roads in Ekiti State. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, made the promise when he met with Governor Ayodele Fayose in Ado-Ekiti, the state capital. Ahead of his inspection tour of federal roads in the southwest region, Mr. Fashola says the federal government will support every state towards achieving its developmental, social and economic objectives within the framework of the Constitution.
Thank you for having us.
The Minister of Power, Works and Housing arrived in the Ekiti State Government House in the early hours of the day to begin an inspection tour of the projects in the southwest region of the country. Political differences were put aside as the Minister and the State Governor exchanged views on the state of roads across the country. The Minister promised that the federal government will reimburse the funds the state expended on federal roads.
All of the interventions by your good self and some of your other predecessors have come at some cost to the people and government of Ekiti State. I can say that Mr. President and the federal government remain committed to redeeming these expenses.
The governor commended the minister for his commitment to the service of the nation. He urged the minister to fast-track the refund of expenses incurred by the state on federal roads.
I wrote to the president. I got acknowledgement. I have spent close to 2 billion naira for the Ekiti road. When you get there tomorrow, you'll see the job well done. So I'm crying on your shoulders on behalf of Ekiti people. If some of the money can be refunded, there's a road you ought to pass through. If that road is in place, you will drive to Ado-Ekiti from the border of Ekiti in 45 minutes.
The governor later took the minister on a tour of some projects in the state, including the ongoing overhead bridge at Ado-Ekiti Road and the construction site of the 2016 National Housing Program.
And that's it from Abuja. Back to Lagos. Millicent is there.
Many thanks, Ivy. The United States Secretary of State, Mr. Rex Tillerson, has advised countries facing challenges of terrorism to take a cue from Nigeria in winning the war against global terrorism. Mr. Tillerson, who was speaking at a meeting of Global Coalition Against Terrorism in Washington, says information and intelligence is one way countries can defeat it. He says Nigeria and West African countries have done well in sharing information, which has resulted in falling a great number of attacks.
The United States Secretary of State, Mr. Rex Tillerson, given his opening remarks at the meeting of Global Coalition Against Terrorism. Mr. Tillerson recounts with sadness the attacks in some countries by terrorist groups and preferred solutions on how to tackle them. He called on countries who have challenges of domestic terror groups to build up their information sharing systems, just as Nigeria did to win the war against Boko Haram.
We need greater intelligence and information sharing within our own domestic intelligence agencies and among our nations. Our information sharing as a coalition has prevented a number of attacks, and this must expand and accelerate, regardless of departmental or international rivalries. One example of this is West African nations who have put aside national differences to combat Boko Haram. Let us build on this good example.
Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Olunishakin, was at the meeting. He pledged Nigeria's resolve to mobilize resources to confront violent extremist organizations. The charge, The Affairs of Nigeria to the United States, speaks on what the commendations means to Nigeria.
Nigeria was singled out in our efforts at combating the Boko Haram menace, and the Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, actually commended our delegation, commended Nigeria for the efforts we've put in tackling global terrorism as it affects us.
This meeting is coming at a time when the activities of terrorist groups across the globe is on the increase. Experts at the meeting agreed that sharing of ideas at forums such as this one is an important step in winning the war against terror.
When the news at 10 returns, market scares Zenith Bank from 100 billion naira new capital raising. That's on business. Do join us again.